This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below.
It's a much happier day today in the Batcave where we look at the film room and break some stuff down. Look, I'm encouraged. If you want my overall quick thesis from my initial examination of the film, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by the run game. I'm encouraged by the quarterback position. You're starting to see some areas where it does hurt having James Hudson out there. That's to be expected when you're going up against a front that has like 4 first-round draft picks on it. But I thought all things considered, they held up pretty well, and there's a lot here to be encouraged about that the Browns can build on. They're not there yet, but I am encouraged. So without further ado, let's get into the film here. I believe this is a run play. They put Nick Harris in motion, and I love the ease in which the Browns can get, 5 yards running the football. Look at this right here. Just look at the ease. Remember how difficult it was for the Browns to get any ground, to gain any ground game last year? It was so difficult. Andy Dickerson deserves a ton of credit for the work he's doing here, right? And what's working here is that the Browns are doing a good job of moving linebackers without having to block them because they're moving them with deception. So they bring here, they slide, they slide, they slide. So let's look at the line motion right here. And then you notice with Nick Harris, right, that linebacker, 32, watch him, is following Nick Harris into this gap, which means when you slide, you slide, you slide, you pin, and you curl here, you have a nice little gap here for Foreman to take up. And that's what the Browns do. So let's roll this back just a little bit so you can see how the linebacker follows Nick Harris and how the Browns take him out the play without even really technically blocking him, right? He follows the motion. He follows the motion of the O-line. He follows the gap that Nick Harris is in. And then boom, it develops. That's so much more creative than what they were able to do last year. This is Deshaun Watson. Again, just simple stuff that you want to see from him improve, right? You know what you have. You know what concept you saw. You know it's going to be open, which is this cross. And then boom, just throw it right when it's available on time. Again, look at the motion here. See how the motion empties out that box, right? This play starts with 2 linebackers in the box. And they take 33 out the play with this motion from Jerry Jeudy. So you just lighten the box simply by pre-snap motion. Makes your life a lot easier. This is what a lot of teams did to the Cleveland Browns. This is what the Seahawks did to the Browns. This is Andy Dickerson right here, right? Lighten the box with motion and then handle the light box here. Joe Bitonio does a great job pinning down this 3T. Good cut by Foreman to set up Hudson. Hudson doesn't get a great base there, but he gets enough so he can run past them. You would like Hudson to get a little bit stronger of a base there, right? Because he kind of gets beat. But good stuff there. It's just so much easier for the Browns to create. Again, like that Deshaun saw something here, right? So you see Jordan Atkins. He looks over, he sees Jordan Atkins and these 2 DBs in a traffic jam, and he knows he has this out. He throws it with confidence, gets it there. That's what you want to see. It's basic quarterback play right there. Boom. Good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next one. Pistol here. Little 2-step. And this is on target, right? Last week, he threw a slant to Amari Cooper. It was off target. This week, he throws the slant to Amari Cooper right at his chest. He doesn't catch it, right? Got the leverage that you want. He's playing off. You know you got it. Easy step drive right there in the breadbasket. Couldn't be any closer. Got to catch that. Even Amari Cooper points at himself after that, says, it's my bad. right? Simple there. Got to catch that. Another pass play. Get some pressure here. So let's see what happened before the pressure happened, right? So it's DeJuan Jones, I believe, that gives up the pressure. Yeah, DeJuan gives up the pressure. And there's really nothing here. Like maybe if he's able to stay in the pocket, there's an out he can hit, a deep out. But even then, that's a little tough, right? Because the coverage isn't, there's not much separation there between Elijah Moore and 22, and it doesn't look like Elijah Moore's running through it. I think he could have had Jerry Jeudy if he was just like, if he was more fixated on Jerry Jeudy on this first one, but I think he saw that they had a rub opportunity here, right? So I think this is where his eyes are supposed to be, and this is where his eyes are. His eyes are here first in this look because he knows that there's a rub opportunity between these two. They don't bump, so that doesn't crack open, right? The ideal is that you can bump 23 and White into 30, bump them, and then once you bump them, you're going to basically have Elijah Moore wide open middle of the field. No bump happens. Elijah Moore doesn't streak open in middle field. He actually ends up being double covered now because this safety's sitting over it. Now, since this safety's sitting over it and he's buzzing, right, when a safety goes from their safety position and buzzes into the field, that's called buzz. So he's buzzing down here. That means that you might be able to hit this, but it's not enough separation to feel comfortable about it. And by the time you work your eyes back from 1 to 2 to 3, this is a little bit late to throw that. You don't want to throw that late, so I don't mind him getting out the pocket to make something happen here. And then he throws this thing to Jerry Jeudy, lets him get up there for a 50-50 ball. Jerry Jeudy makes a play for his quarterback. Great job. You see his eyes here, right? Look middle, trying to see it, doesn't get it. Bam, runs out. Jerry Jeudy. And then tosses this here, lets Jerry Jeudy get in there. Great job contested catching. It's supposed to be a weakness of Jerry Jeudy, by the way. Contested catching. Right here, you got David Bell in motion. Fake the toss sweep. You got Jerry Jeudy wide open middle field. Get it to him. Good. Right? That's obvious design of the play. So what you're trying to do here is try to open up some things, right? Make them think it's a toss. Keep those linebackers in. So you keep the linebackers in and over. You open up this spot in the field. Boom. Make that throw. Pretty routine. You know this play. You make it. There it is. Also, another thing that Watson does in this play, I believe he looks off. Yeah, so he does a good job looking off this linebacker. This linebacker watches him. He peeks over here for a second, and then he throws it at Jerry Jeudy to make sure he doesn't creep into that lane. So that's good quarterback play by Deshaun right there. All right, watch the helmet stripe on this one. Remember, Cisco's pretty good, number 5 here. Got to make sure he's not going to be an element if you're going to throw at him. You see that? See the look off? Head middle. So here, watch the stripe, right? See where the stripe's pointed? Eyes here. Move them over. Eyes back. Snap ball right there. Bam. Boom. That's good. Way to keep the safety out to play. That's comfort in the offense, right? When he's doing stuff like that, it tells me, okay, he's comfortable. He never looked that comfortable last week. This looks a lot more comfortable. Right? Look, I snap back. I got you. Here's a nice little screen. They got lucky here because I am 100% sure that Ethan Posick is more than a yard from the line of scrimmage. Like, this is the line of scrimmage. By the time this ball gets released, Ethan Posick is well past a yard. Now, they usually give you an extra yard of a hover zone, and he just gets lucky here, right? Because I think that foot doesn't cross that second yard until Atkins gets downhill. So tighten up the timing on that. You don't want to be that close, especially when you don't have to. With a little screen here. And this is basically a slip screen for a tight end. It's going to be really useful with David Njoku, right? And you can see with David Njoku, that could have went all the way. Love the play design there. Oh, yeah. This one, there were a couple moments like this, but I don't know how this pass interference just doesn't get called, or this holding here. Look at Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy gets held by 25 here pretty egregiously. Don't know how that didn't get called. Wanted to point it out. Right here, look at that. Look at that. That's pass interference. Again, another great play by Deshaun here, improvising. I believe it's James Hudson that gives up the pressure this time. Right, James just kind of gives up inside on a bull. Browns only got 3 guys there. You got to shore that up a little bit more, right? So you probably pre-snap just weren't in the right alignment, didn't get the right protection called, because you're in, what, 300? 300 jet, 3 to the strong side, depending on how you like to call it. But you do this half slide. The half slide's wrong. You got 3-on-1, 2-on-2. Yeah, this is the protection being wrong pre-snap. That's what causes this pressure, really, is the protection's wrong. And they end up sending an extra guy in coverage. So the protection was wrong. That happens. Nothing was really there. I mean, maybe you get Amari Cooper on this out if the pocket stays still. Nothing really there. But look at David Bell here. I want you guys to pay attention to David Bell. Never stops running. It's real unfortunate he hurt himself because he really understands how to get open here. And maybe Jamari Thrash can do this, but he never stops running. And he gets rewarded. Bam. And that ends up being a big deal because the Browns end up going for it after this, right? Let's look at Jerome Ford moving space. I thought he's so much better doing this, right? Look how well how smooth he moves in space. Look at that. I know a lot of people don't think Jerome Ford got a lot of wiggle to him, but he does. Look at his smooth moving in space. Good vision, everything. See, with that cut, you see what he does to that linebacker? 23, boom, stunts him, runs him right into a block. That's great, great running back play right there. Great running back play right there. Looks like another run here. Again, just good one-on-one blocking. The motion moves a guy off the play. Right, 23 runs right into that block. 25's not in this play anymore. He's the safety. He gets carried by that motion. Good stuff here. And a good run. And just Deshaun being decisive here and Elijah Moore making a play after it. Good job. The big run here because it should have been a first down. They didn't give him it. It should have been a first down. And I like how the Browns don't call these kind of plays to DeJuan Jones' side. They play to his strengths. Because DeJuan doesn't move well out there in traffic. But you toss this right here. You let Ethan Posick get out there a little bit. And then you let, James Hudson do what he does well, which is move out in space. Look at James Hudson pick up this linebacker here, right? This is what James Hudson does well. Moves in space. Bam! Hunts. Jerry Jeudy, got to do a better job blocking than that, right? There's one thing I'm going to be critical about with Jerry Jeudy in this game. He did not block well as a wide receiver in this one, right? So you get everything you want here. Get the seal. You get the seal. So you want him to cut around here. You want Jerry Jeudy just to slow him down just a little bit. But Jerry just doesn't do enough there for Jerome to break this one. Right? That's just not enough. He'll learn. He'll learn. Stefanski does not accept that kind of blocking on this team. He'll learn. That's got to be better than that. QB sneak here. Just look at the art here for Jameis. And you see what Jameis is doing, by the way? Jameis is like, hey, I'm going to wait and go behind the biggest dude we got, which is DeJuan. So what he does is he waits, he shifts, he gets behind the back of DeJuan Jones and just follows him. That's the secret to it. This is just good athleticism by Deshaun Watson. Look, he still got it athletically. This is just tremendous athleticism. That is a defensive tackle, Davion Hamilton, that just falls off of him. Look at this. And then cuts away. Get Elijah Moore here in motion. And then, oh man, this is a beautiful ball. This is a beautiful ball. It really should have been caught. Get him in the ground. He just drops it. And you got to catch that. Clean pocket. Look at it. Good protection. Way to help out Jerome Ford here. It just, oh, it's right there. I mean, he can't throw it any better than that. And this is what concerns me. It feels like Amari felt like he had to jump to get underneath that. But he should be able to run underneath that and catch that naturally. Set somebody out. Drop back. Another drop by Amari here. This is a little bit more excusable, but it's right there. I mean, it's accurate. We're used to seeing Amari Cooper catch stuff like that. I don't even know if 100% that was like targeted to Amari Cooper, to be honest, too. That could have been for Elijah Moore. Amari just looking at his hands, wondering what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, it's for Amari. It's right there. I mean, got to come in with that catch. Good cut here by Jerome Ford and that athleticism, that burst here. It's going to be special for him. You're going to see it again here on the sneak. I like Jerome Ford a lot, man. I think he brings a lot to the table. Great design here. And look at Nick Harris. Just get out there in space. Clean up 26. Good job. Again, just the ease of the Browns' ability to just run the ball this year. Look at this. Gets the easy stuff here. You want Jerry Jeudy to catch that. All right. So what happens here? He just gets hit a little bit. This comes up in Jerry Jeudy's Denver tape too. Sometimes he doesn't catch through contact, but you want him to make that. It's also a too high look. You get a safety downfield. Maybe if you throw this to Elijah Moore, which is very difficult, you get this pass interference call here that could have happened, but since the ball never went that direction, you don't get it. Gotta catch the ball. And again, another one, Jerry Jeudy needs to block better, right? This play could have had something going for it. But that's just not blocking. It's not blocking right there. This right here from Jerry Jeudy, not blocking. Need to block. They'll get him in shape. Because if he blocks 30 right here, Right? If he pushes 30 out the way or makes an effort to slow him down there, there's a real lane there for Foreman to hit. But since he really does nothing here, right? Doesn't get underneath the pads, doesn't really try to block. 30 just gets to run free there. And instead of this being about if Deontay Foreman can outrun Andre Sisco, this ends up being a loss of 2. This one is one of the few flat out misses from Deshaun Watson in this game. So we're going to see it develop here. He drops back. And I think he misses this opportunity here. So it looks like Tampa 2, the way they're covering. So it's like a deep off Tampa 2. So it's like kind of cover 3, but it's cover 2. So you're getting the corner here, here. And then you notice 23 carries middle deep. And then you're getting safe spot here. So you're going to get a route that you get in this space here. Because it is cover 2.5. You can win in that area of the field. I think Deshaun missed an opportunity to rip one here. Now, I don't know if he didn't trust Amari Cooper. So 2 things here. So Amari Cooper should be who this ball goes to. Because if you look here, you can see just by the body language of the corner what they're doing. Hips this way, playing that. So once you see Amari Cooper get past and those hips don't change to chase, you know you got this spot of the field, and you want Deshaun to throw that to get a big play here. He missed this one. Pocket's clean. He has no excuse for it. Just throw that one, right? So right here. He gets to the top of his drop. He's still clean. Doesn't really need to fade out left. Just stay in the pocket. Get at the top. Look right here. I think he wanted the seam really badly because he saw that it was Tampa 2. So he thought he could get this seam here, but that wasn't there. Get your eyes back to Coop. See he's about to beat his man. And just give him a ball he can work with and see if he'll catch it. But instead, late, throw it to Jerome Ford. Huge missed opportunity. One of these days, they got to fix this protection. Because this protection just flat out does not work. I mean, the idea here is that you're basically getting one-on-one every route down the field in this look, right? Because of how many guys you have bunched up here and that you commit really hard to running. But I don't think this protection works. It gets busted every time. The second time the Browns ran it. Yeah, somebody's open. Elijah Moore would have been open if it held up. But my question is this going to hold up ever? Right. So, again, the footwork, I think it takes too long for a play like this, right? You're trying to do basic run action. And, like, he has to kind of do a boot, a mini boot, turn around, find somebody in the middle of the field. It just takes too long. And so much can go wrong in that time, especially when this protection is so jumbled, right? Jerome Ford tries to throw a chip here. It's not a good chip because 23 stays on his feet and it kind of blows up the play. I just don't think that protection holds in order to get what they want. It's a good concept, but it's not working in theory. This one, I'm confused on what Amari Cooper thought he was doing, right? Because Amari Cooper wins this one outside. So you think Amari Cooper, right, with how he won this route, he's trying to press the outside. And I think that's what Deshaun's thinking. So he throws him a ball that's going to land here. But Amari breaks this thing off right here. And I just can't understand why he did that. Maybe he thought he saw something with the safety. But by the time that safety comes downhill, yeah, I don't understand why Amari just didn't keep running. Right? You got the separation there. You want Amari to just run up down here, catch it. You might take a hit. You might be able to make a move on Sisco. But, I mean, we've seen Amari make that play before. Don't know why he did that. And you can tell by how high that ball was when he came up for it, that was not where he was supposed to be at, right? He was supposed to be closer to the sideline. That ball was going to float right to him. That was on target. Deshaun threw that while under pressure, got hit too. Yeah, Amari just got I don't know what Amari was doing on this. Yeah, James Hudson gets beat. Deshaun stays in there. Good throw. Amari just not where he's supposed to be. Play action here. And this is a beautiful ball here by Deshaun. Right? Under pressure, gets hit after the throw, stays in there. Good. Great. All right, look at this. He dealt with a lot in the pocket here. Stayed in it. Boom. Drop. Nice. I mean, that's a dot. Big time throw. Right in the bucket. That's old school. Here, empty. And he has to do a lot of maneuvering here. Now, was this necessary? Let's look first before we applaud the athleticism. See if he even had to do all this. Okay, so you get a too high look. You're playing man underneath. You're trying to get this mesh. Well, you're trying to get this drag underneath. It's not working. They got it covered. You would have probably, if the pocket held up, which the pocket does not hold up, Amari Cooper on this post, you would have had it right here. But unfortunately, the pocket crumbles. So you would have had this post here. If the pocket just stays strong. But he does a good job of making up, getting out, throwing this on his back foot, and getting a good ball to Jerry Jeudy. And just looking at it from this angle is even more ridiculous. Good ball. Yeah, look at Jameis. What's he do? He finds 79 each time. Look, we know what he's doing. Jameis is finding 79, and he's getting behind DeJuan Jones' big ass and letting DeJuan Jones drag him. Smart strategy, right? Boom, get behind DeJuan. They're betting on DeJuan and the QB sneak. So that's a fascinating fix to that whole thing, right? The QB sneak isn't as much as relying on Jameis Winston as it is relying on DeJuan Jones. I know everybody talks about the Philly stuff, but I think Kevin Stefanski and company have really figured something out with these QB sneaks. It's actually a little bit more replicatable, right? Just pick your biggest guy on the offensive line and then just run behind that, right? And then behind him, you got the tush push going with Nick Harris. But you see what that's what Jameis is doing. He's picking DeJuan Jones, and he's getting behind DeJuan and running behind it. That's the design of the play. See, and quarterback sneaks are a little bit more complicated than what you would think, right? It's just not a push play. This is clearly boom, right there, and then right there. Unfortunately, this play gets called back because of a face mask. But I mean, this was a huge play. Gotta have it, right? They know you're running it. Cedric Tillman does a nice job blocking here on the end. And unfortunately, you get the penalty at the end there. That was a game ender right there, right? You could have ended the game on that one. Unfortunately, you get your hand caught in a face mask, but this is very encouraging from a run game standpoint. I mean, just look how much easier the run game felt today than it did all last season without Nick Chubb. And in here, this is what a lot of people were wondering about. Why did the Browns run play action? I was wondering this. Well, here's why they ran it, and it would have been a big play if James Hudson does a better job blocking here. So what goes wrong is James Hudson blocks here. But what you're trying to get is a one-on-one with a line with Cisco and Tillman. You're trying to get a one-on-one with the linebacker and Tillman. I don't think Cisco's a linebacker, but you're trying to get a one-on-one with the linebacker and Tillman. You get it. Bam. You catch him in run coverage. Look at this. So let's look at Tillman first. We'll look at James Hudson next. So Tillman right here. Look here. Keep your eyes focused on that. Bam. You get it. Right here. You get it. He wins. Deshaun sees it. That's why he threw the ball, didn't take the sack, because he saw Cedric Tillman. He was already in the process of throwing it. Saw him wide open. He knew it didn't even have to be a good ball, just had to be in the vicinity. Couldn't get there. So why did this play get blown up? If it was available, because it was there, should have been a touchdown to end the game. It's one of those ballsy play calls. People are going to roast you if it doesn't go your way, but if you get it right, you're the best coach of all time. I don't mind that. But what goes wrong here, James Hudson. James Hudson and Cedric Tillman. Cedric doesn't sell this block well enough, nearly well enough. Doesn't buy himself enough time. And then James Hudson gets caught in bad positioning here. Now, he's supposed to kind of have a hand there, but you want him to get around a little bit quicker than that to do something about Josh Hines-Allen. So just not a great protection plan against him. Oh, but it was there, though. Look at that. I mean, look at that. If Josh Hines-Allen is not there and that's a clean release off of a play action, yeah, man. Ball game. Ball game. So I get why they did it. That's one of those the film helped you out on. But that's what the film looks like. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Having a better night. Peace.